Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday. Welcome to another Slow Down Sunday. Hi, Cement Shoes. I'm glad you're here. Today, we're going to do a little talk about retrograde and what it means. But before I get into all that, I want to remind everybody that this is for entertainment purposes only. That I encourage you that if you like what you hear, please hit the notification bell, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like, the thumbs up, and share with your friends if you so desire. But I do want to remind everybody that, again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor. I am not an astronomer. I am just someone who's interested in all this woo woo stuff. Thank you, Cement Shoes. I hope you're having a good day as well. We're going to do very much ASMR voice today, and we're just going to try and help everyone relax. We're here for 30 minutes. Just to take 30 minutes out of your busy day, your busy week, your crazy, chaotic month to chill. Maybe do some chat, but mostly just listen to, hey, Hen, mostly just listen to ASMR. Hen, I will get with you after this. Again, it's only 30 minutes, but I really would like to talk with you. And Katie K, hello. Welcome to another Slow Down Sunday. So again, today we're going to talk about the retrogrades and what the heck is a retrograde anyway, and why should Mercury in retrograde make some people all panicky? Well, this is a season for retrograde. This is retrograde is like when all your exes come back from the past, like a zombie apocalypse or something, right? Does it cause your computer to crash and sizzle with smoke, erasing every document that you've ever written? Well, just put your mind at ease. No, it probably just doesn't all happen that way, but sometimes it feels like it, right? Uh, Retrogrades tend to attract way more fear than truly necessary, but that doesn't mean they don't incite some drama and complications, right? If you want to know how to prepare for the next set of complications, quote unquote, let's talk about the planets that are in retrograde in June 2021. This month actually involves quite a few retrogrades, 5 to be exact. Not all of them will induce the same level of intensity and confusion, but they will shake people up. Hey, Scout, glad you could make it. Talking about retrogrades and planets in retrogrades. Um, Again, retrogrades are not all, they don't all induce the same level of intensity and confusion as Mercury in retrograde might, but they might actually mean something different for each planet in the astrology. And it's important to make that distinction. When it comes to the inner planets, okay, the inner planets would be the ones inward towards the sun from us. So it's Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Those retrogrades are far more disturbing to your everyday life, right? Yes, they do, Hen. Most people overreact to retrogrades. The planets that move much more quickly through the zodiac tend to have a much more intense impact on the short-term aspects of your life. As, for example, planets Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, their retrogrades seem to be a little less obvious. Sometimes you barely notice them. This is due to the fact that outer planets are already in retrograde for up to half the time, which means you're already dealing with their retrogrades for a good portion of the year. The effects of the outer planetary retrogrades take a while to process and have a larger impact on your growth over a longer period of time. But here's what you need to know about the retrogrades slated to take place in June, and some of them have already started. Like Pluto. Pluto retrograde actually started April 27th of this year. Well, Scout says that it seems that retrograde has been all a little wacky lately for a few people. Well, that's because there's so many in retrograde right now. Like I was saying, and Pluto went retrograde April 27th, and it's going to be in retrograde till October 6th. And basically, because Pluto is a planet of creation and destruction, it's a planet that loves to exert control and gain power. However, it's sometimes willing to take some pretty drastic measures in order to create that level of power. which is why you see the people going kind of wacky, right? So when it's in retrograde, it has a tendency, when Pluto is in retrograde, it has a tendency to cause power structures to become more apparent because Pluto's typical influence is inverted. So this is especially particular for retrograde. For Pluto being in retrograde, it's retrograding through the authoritative Capricorn. So prepare to gain a deeper understanding of the way you control and the ways you're being controlled. So that's all the way through October 6th. Okay, also with that, we have Saturn in retrograde, which is happening from May 23rd through October 10th. So this tells you that it's going to be messed up. But many astrologers will tell you that Saturn retrograde is not something to fear. Well, none of them are really, right? I will explain. Retrograde means that the planet appears to be going backward from where it normally stands with us. And so it appears to be going backwards. So when it appears to be going backwards, it exerts, just like reading the tarot inverted means the opposite of what it is. It usually means that when it's in retrograde, it's pulling the negative aspects or the challenges of those particular signs or planets and their power over us or over those who believe in that sort of thing. Scout asks, do I have a little positive information when some of us are going to have a little peace and happiness? It'll come. Just give me a minute to get through some of this. Because I want to, again, we've only touched on two of the planets, Pluto and Saturn. As Saturn retrogrades through visionary and eccentric Aquarius, you may feel more compelled to follow the beat of your own drum. So it's a time to strike out on your own. It's a time to seek your passion and go for it. But Mercury, okay, the third planet, came into retrograde May 29th and actually just exited retrograde June 22nd. This retrograde you probably felt the most because thinking of Mercury as a planet of communication, of cognitive function and logic. And Mercury rules over many things that affect your day-to-day life. During a Mercury retrograde, your ability to rely on things like transactions, transportation, and technology becomes challenged. But if you know it's coming, you can kind of roll with it. So that just ended June 22nd. The Mercury at retrograde, a lot of people feel more awkward and confusing. It's like it goes through a talkative and multitasking phase, being that it was in Gemini. So it might have been harder to complete some projects and communicate effectively. So it would have been wiser to think twice before speaking. Cementshoe says, for a Taurus, I would be interested in knowing which planet's retrograde applies. They all apply. All of them. Hi, Gatlin. So far we've covered Pluto, Saturn, and Mercury. Jupiter just went into retrograde on the 20th of June. It will be in retrograde or appearing to move backwards in the sky until October 18th. And it entered Pisces, which is a zodiac sign, the planet of adventure, philosophy, and expansions, loves, and being. And expansion loves being in. This initiated a period of compassion, imagination, exploration, and so much love. So, but because Jupiter will station retrograde this month, the impact of this glorious transition will be somewhat restrained because you have 4 other planets, right? During this time, it'll begin its steady move back into Aquarius on July 28th, where it will remain until December. Make sure you soak up the last few days of Jupiter and Pisces before it stations retrograde. And Neptune. Neptune is a planet of dreams, fantasies, illusions. This planet has a tendency to convince you that something is real, even if it's 100% fictional. It went into retrograde June 25th through December 1st. So all these planets are going to be in action. And if you're just aware of what's going on and aware of where you stand in yourself, these things do not have to be negative. Okay. Going on with Neptune, uh, this can be a wonderful thing if everything is presenting real, even if it's 100% fictional. If you're trying to connect with your creativity, it can be great. But if you're trying to do contracts and business things and things that need to be sound, it might be a little elusive to be able to complete. Sometimes your own illusions may come crumbling down, but it will help you remove this particular retrograde of Neptune, June 25 to December 1st, might help you remove the rose colored glasses and see things in a more realistic way. So that's what's going on right now. Um, and since Mercury just came out of retrograde, some of the electronics and some of the communications should be easing up at this time. So it should be good. It should be better. This is this information all came from a wonderful article by Roya Backlund, and it's through Elite Daily, elitedaily.com. A lot of wonderful information here. I hope that answers some questions. Let me get over here. Hang on. All right. And over to the chat. How you guys doing? Is any of this making any sense? Let's see. Oh, Catlin. Hey, how you doing? Let me get back to the correct place here and see what's going on. Got lots of people hanging out. I'm so glad to see you guys in chat. And remember, it's Slow Down Sunday, so remember to take a deep, cleansing breath. It's important to your health. All right, so what are we doing in chat, guys? Let me bring that up. I am so thrilled to see you guys in chat. Oh my goodness, it really does my heart good. Kat Lynn had a phone call with a customer, and customer service that took forever. Sorry about that. It was more like 15 calls. Yeah, they kept hanging up or losing connection. Mercury in retrograde, we'll just blame it, right? Goodness. Katie K, I'm glad you're just here listening. Does anyone have any questions? I mean, I'm not very intelligent. As far as astrology and all this retrograde stuff. So I did some searching on it, which is why I kind of wanted to share it with you guys. Cement Shoe says, feel like I'm in a period of upheaval right now. Changes coming, not all of them good. And that's pretty much what retrogrades do. It's like the dark night's journey of the soul, where you have to actually look at the things that are stopping you and try and pinpoint the times that you were doing better and see how that can change your view of what's happening now. There are ways that the present can affect us in ways it doesn't need to. So if we get all caught up in what's in front of our face that may or may not be actually real, it might just be an assumption. But if we really confront and look at, and I don't mean confront like and start a fight, I mean look at it with the intent to understand it. And if you're able to do that, then it's possible that you will see the cause, the root cause, and be able to see why you're still experiencing this kind of thing. Because there are times when we find ourselves going in cycles. And the cycles, if we're aware, if we wake up to it, the cycles seem to repeat. It might be different people, different places, but the same type of situation. And once I was able to realize, oh wait, I've done this before. let's see, last time I tried this, the time before I tried that, maybe I just need to have a communication, have a conversation, either with the other person or myself. But the communications are important. And sometimes when other thoughts enter our head, the communication gets turned awry because we're not focusing on the message, and instead we are assuming things and we are taking things personal, and we're just caught up in our own stuff. Right, Scout and Choir? It's like deja vu. Like, you've done this before. Why? And my question to the universe is, why am I doing this again? Let's see. Can I just check? Hen is asking, can I just check? The last one being in retrograde means we can see the truth. I do believe that's what it was. Give me a moment to get over there. That was the Pluto. I'm scrolling up to it. Neptune. It, Neptune, again, being the planet of dreams, fantasies, and illusions, it has a tendency to convince you that something is real, even if it's 100%. Being that it's in retrograde, I would think you would be more able to remove the rose colored glasses, see the world in a more realistic way, be able to see the truth through the fog of what someone may be trying to dupe you with. And they may not even be doing it consciously. And I'm not saying a particular person, but the things we normally look at day to day, and we're now able to see, oh, that's what's really going on. So it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it is going to, again, between now and December, is going to help you look at the world more realistically. And again, with the Jupiter, you want to make sure that you're just looking at more ways to be adventurous, more ways to be philosophical. But the Jupiter is going to make you think, but it's always also going to make you more compassionate and imaginative. So while we're doing those things, we want to keep in mind that with Mercury, look at it realistically. Kat says she's ruled by Mercury. Does that change anything? Does that make it different? It doesn't necessarily make it different. And I really am not prepared to go into each individual. We could, but I only give Sundays a half hour so you guys can have a real life out there. But Catlin, we can get together at another time and do that. Yeah, and again, it does mean that we will be better able to view the truth of the situation. So hopefully this has made some little difference somewhere and given you guys some information. I'm looking at the chat and trying to catch up. Pardon me. Does anyone have any other questions I might be able to answer? Catlin, honestly, the idea that you're ruled by Mercury, or that Mercury is in your first house, that just means you are more. I'm assuming that means you might be more sensitive to when Mercury is in retrograde. And look, between May 29th and June 22nd of this year, Mercury was in retrograde. Look how the rug got pulled under your life. Look how things turned around. But look how it turned around for the better. It was very awkward and confusing. It was crazy. But because it was in retrograde and all those things occurred in such a short period of time, it's like time for you to celebrate now because things are going to be getting pretty good. And back to chat. Give me a second here. So hopefully that made sense to you. Scout says, I can totally relate about the mobility and cement shoes. Unfortunately, we have to take things 1 second at a time here carefully, but we can definitely start to do things that we think about and try. That's right. We can always try. How do you know which planet is relevant? That's through your astrological chart. And there are so many wonderful websites where you can get that. The one I think that I use the most is Astro Labs or Astro Seek. Give me just a minute and I'll try and find out which one it is. I have them all in so many places. Pardon me. Let's see. No, that's not the one. Let's see. There it is. Okay, I'm going to bring this up, I think. And it's Astro Seek. Astro-seek.com. And they have a numerology end and they have a astrology. It's a wonderful site. It's been up for ages. Cement shoes, you're giving me information. That would cause this would be the astrological chart. Cement shoes, and while I would love to help you on this, I'm only half hour on today. Once I end this half hour, I will come back on and we'll delve into all these wonderful questions. Okay, and I would love to go into that with you, and I will share a screen on how I do that, if that's okay. If you don't mind doing that, I just would rather reserve specific time for that for you. And Catlin has been doing a daily card pull. It's been amazing. Katie K says, oh, give me the link last time we talked. Yes, Katie K. It's an amazing site. Just got to go and kind of play around with it. It says, trying to enjoy a more stop and smell the roses mindset, live in the moment and enjoy things more. Yes, and things tend to not affect you in the way they might have a year ago or 10 years ago. Katie K says, checked out the numerology on there. Look in my chart. And they give this particular site, astro-seek.com. I think it's, oh God, now I already forgot. Astro-seek.com has numerology, has horoscopes, has famous people, a birthday database, love compatibility, the moon phases, and you do not have to sign in. You can do it as a guest, but there's so much information, and they give you everything. I mean, yeah, they they work out a lot of stuff. So, okay, Catlin is going to make a collage of the cards and send it to you sometime. That would be wonderful. That would be terrific. Well, hopefully, we all learned a little something about retrograde and how it's not something that we really need to be afraid of, but it's something that's been on my mind over the past couple of days. So I wanted to bring that up. And again, if anyone is interested, anyone in the chat is interested in numerology reports or natal signs, natal charts, and all the astrology good stuff, let me just share this for a minute. Give me a moment to get it all set up for you and get a clean page up there. And I will share you the page I'm talking about because it really is awesome. And I'm not sure that you could see everything, but up here, that's about as big as I can make it. That's as large as that large screen. This is for free astrology. It has the birth, the ascending rising signs. I mean, all the facets that would have to do with horoscopes. It has different tools you can use to figure out things. It has the birthdays. It has, here we have free horoscopes I was trying to set up for a friend. Love compatibility, if you're really interested. The moon phases, numerology is so right on. I'm just telling you, it's very involved. It's very deep, but it's really, really amazing. And here's where you would sign in as a guest so you don't have to register, but it doesn't hurt. And there's no money involved. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of that, because if you're really interested, if you're really interested in this sort of thing, there's so many places, but it's hard to know which ones are trustworthy, which ones are on the up and up. And I'm just letting you know that as far as I'm concerned, if you guys trust me, you can trust this site, because I've used them many times and they're always, always spot on, incredibly so. Let me get back to the chat here. Let's see, we can work with retrograde. Yes, you really can, especially if you're prepared for it. And I mean, there are people that go through their lives just oblivious to it all, and they seem to come out okay. But if you have the tools and you're willing to learn how to use them, then it can work in your favor. And you are welcome, Katie K. I'm happy to spread whatever little knowledge I have and throw those seeds out there, right? Yes, or at least we can learn how to flow with them, Catlin, exactly. And Hen is talking to Cement Shoes that you have found the right people in the last few days to help you on your path to smelling the roses. And I'm so glad, Cement Shoes, that you jumped on over here, because yeah, this is a whole different vibe than what we experienced in the past couple of days, past 24 hours. But I am trying to spread the joy and the calm and remove the chaos and try and replace the chaos and the hate and the discord for a more chill vibe and a more accepting space. So just, I'm glad you're here. All right. And oops, I skipped one. Enjoyed the chat yesterday. Yeah, it was, Hen had an incredible chat. It was like all freaking afternoon. It was great. And then, yeah, things happened, but it was a great chat. And I'm so glad you did that. And I'm really tempted to do that after this particular show. So yeah. Um, I, Scout, let me see if I can do that. The one that's going to come up is the numerology, but once you get to that site, you will see all of it. And take your pick. There you go. That should help. Let's see. If you're really willing to learn, live in a more positive way, look at Keely Talks A to Z for Mindfulness series. Yeah, she did a great series on a book called Mindfulness A to Z. So that was good. And there's the link. Again, I put it in the chat. Oops. There's the link. You're welcome, Scout. And why did I start it live without any water? That's silly. Well, folks, let me go ahead and close out of here. I'm going to start up another live in about, give me 10 minutes to go fill my water bottles and stuff. But about 10 minutes, watch for it. Well, actually 30 minutes, because I have to give a 30-minute warning. But yeah, join me over there and we'll have a chit chat. And Rosalind that you know from yesterday will be there. So, but thank you all for being here. I know with so many other channels out there, you have so many choices and places to be and things to watch, that I'm so thankful that you chose to be here with me today and spend your time with me. Katie K, have a great day with your girls and nephews. And everybody, you have a great afternoon. I will be going live again, probably about a half hour, because I need to do the half hour warning. So love to you all. Thank you again for being here. Do the YouTubey things if you have not already, with the subscribing and notification bell and the thumbs up and all that good stuff. And, I have that. If you all feel obligated in any way, shape, or form, please don't. However, I do have a PayPal for buy me a cup of coffee, So if you feel like it, great. If you don't, that's okay. No judgment, dude. This is no judgment zone here. So I will go get my coffee and water bottles and things, and I will meet you back very close to here in about 30 minutes. I love you guys. You have a great 30 minutes. I'll see you then. Bye.